This is a historic moment for Bitcoin during this bull run. Now, I know the price of Bitcoin has been extremely boring for the past few weeks, but we're seeing something confirmed on the chart right now. Every single time this happens, we get a massive move. And right now, I am more excited than the time Donald Trump shouted me out on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Have you heard of Jason Casper?
I watch Jason Casper every day. Everybody needs to go subscribe to him right now. He might skip leg day and do curls for his biceps in the squat rack, but his analysis is the best in the world, even better than China.
It's very, very important that you pay attention to what I'm about to say. It's very, very important that you subscribe to the channel and like the video, because the last time we saw this happen, Bitcoin pumped 100% and then altcoins got a massive pump afterward. The time before the last time this happened, Bitcoin pumped 200% and we saw altcoins pump like crazy. And the same exact thing is happening right now. So right now, to keep it very simple, we have got ourselves a trend line. And if you look from the exact bottom, November 2022, this trend line has been the place where we put in a higher low in the overall uptrend and then bounce to make a higher high. And as you can see, we're currently coming down to the trend line right now. And if you have a trend line, when price comes to it and starts to get a bounce, we need to pay attention and ask ourselves, is this actually a significant bounce, or are we going to just drop through the trend line? And some people are saying the bull market could be over and
Bitcoin is going to zero.
But remember that word but. As we are coming down to the trend line, we are seeing a very bullish sign printing on the chart. And whenever this signal prints and confirms, it leads to a big move to the upside, even in the most bearish of conditions. That is, of course, the confirmed green dot on market Cipher B on the weekly time frame below the zero line. Just to quickly show you how powerful this move is, let's look at the two green dots confirmed that we got during the last bear market on the weekly time frame. The first one gave us a 47% pump in the bear market, June 2022. What many consider to be the bottom of the cycle, what many consider would have been the bottom for Bitcoin if FTX had not gone under. Green dot prints, we end up with a 42% move to the upside. So even in the bear market, this is giving us 40% plus pumps. But now we come to the bull market. Now there's something different about this green dot. This is not just a green dot. This is known as a hidden bullish divergence. A hidden bullish divergence is when you can see a trend line that is being respected by the price and the price is making higher highs and higher lows over time. The hidden bullish divergence tells us when the higher low is in and we are ready to make a higher high. It's a continuation pattern. They say the trend is your friend until the end of the trend, of course. But here's the thing. How do you know when this retracement is going to end and we're going to put in a higher low and then get another pump? Well, it's the hidden bullish divergence. We have a nice skinny left momentum wave and then a very large right momentum wave as the price is bouncing from that trend line, strangely resembling, if you notice, a pair of uneven glutamus maximi. Girls in the club late at night, drink in hand, all of a sudden 2 a.m. the lights come on. Girl, what you got in that trunk? When? I don't know what I thunk, but girl, look at that in that trunk, because if we take this picture and just superimpose it onto the dang chart and stretch out those butt cheeks, you can see the resemblance is striking. This is a continuation pattern signaling that a higher low is in, but it gets even better than that. If you are looking for a thriving trading community with pro traders to help you along on your trading journey, check out jasoncaspertrading.com to join the VIP Discord, the best trading community in the world, where myself and other instructors, although we do not give signals, we do walk you through our live trading every single day, multiple live streams a day, 3 or 4 live trading streams a day, where we're telling you exactly what we are looking for. And if we see a trade, we don't give signals, but we let you know what we are doing according to our analysis so that you can find confluence with your own trading analysis. JasonCasperTrading.com to join the community. Links to this are in the pinned comment and description. Here's the thing about hidden divergences. We can't really know for certain if this hidden divergence is actually going to is actually going to lead to a big pump to the upside like this, or maybe we just like get a little whoopsie daisy and the butt cheek flops back over, right? Why am I so excited about this dang hidden bullish divergence? Why am I more excited right now than that time that me and Carl from the moon drove to McDonald's in his dang Maserati?
Hello, I would like to get a Big Mac meal.
Well, Well, it's because as we zoom in, we get more clarity on what's happening. Remember, the higher time frame you're looking at a big zoomed out picture. It's like looking down at the earth from a really high plane. You can't see very clearly. But there's two things you can do. You can try and maybe squint to see a little bit more clearly. Maybe you could try and put on some glasses to see a little bit more clearly, or you could just go down to a lower time frame and see what's happening. So if we go down now to our 3-day time frame, as we are confirming this hidden bullish divergence, these high time frames like the 3-day are giving us a big left cheek and a skinny right cheek. Also looks like a pair of butt cheeks, but flipped mirror mode butt cheeks. This is known as a regular bullish divergence. Now, when you have a hidden bullish divergence on a higher time frame and a regular uneven butt cheek pattern on the lower time frame, this is giving you more confirmation that what you're seeing from the airplane is actually happening, which is how I was able to get into this juicy long trade, currently up right now, $10,000 unrealized. I actually took this trade live, if I'm not mistaken, and I've added to it since that time. But if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, BLOFIN right now is offering 10% cash back. Deposit $1,000, get $100 for free, $1,000 trading bonus, a chance to win these prizes. Plus, BLOFIN is giving away $500 a month to people who subscribe using my link, not subscribe, but sign up using my link. Even if you don't deposit anything, you can still win $100. Also, guys, BITUNIX offering 20% cash back up to $400 when you deposit and trade. And MEXC, those are my 3 exchanges right now. BLOFIN, BITUNIX, and MEXC. Great exchanges, in my opinion, low fees, plus a whole bunch of benefits for signing up using my links in the pinned comment and description. Make sure to only sign up if you know how to trade. So now that you've signed up to BLOFIN for your chance to win $100, we can talk about how that hidden bullish div on the weekly is being confirmed by the regular bullish divergence on our 3-day time frame. And as we even go down to our daily time frame, what are we seeing? We are seeing the money flow on market Cipher B getting higher. In other words, there's money coming into the market as we're coming down to bounce from this trend line. And we're seeing the momentum waves getting higher, you know, like Sam Bankman-Fried's man boobs, right? Getting higher over time. The money flow getting higher over time. The red pepperoni nipples getting higher over time. The hair getting higher over time as the price is bouncing from a key level. So right now, in my opinion, guys, all things are pointing to Pump City. Now, there's a few other things we really need to be looking at. First of all is this, all right? There are 2 ranges right here on the chart. We have this. I call this the Trump wins the election FOMO long range, all right? Because when Trump wins the election, we get a big pump, and then we range here for a whole bunch of months. So we're going to call this the Trump won FOMO long range, all right? The TWFLR for short. The TWFLR up here, Trump won FOMO long range, followed by the whoa, Trump rug pulled us range, which is right down here. After we lose $90,000, people are feeling a little less bullish. So this is going to be called the Trump rug pulled us range. All right, the TERPR. All right, it's called the TERPR for short. Now, when we analyze the volume that traded in both of these channels, the TWFLR and the TERPR, we can see 2 very interesting things. All right, first of all, we see right here that from this higher range, right, we are in fact below the fair value zone. What does that mean, below the fair value zone? Well, you can see this volume profile. This is where the market has determined, since Trump has won the election to this very moment, that the fair price for Bitcoin is considered between the prices of $88,005, let's just call it $90,000, and about $105,000. So we're going to outline the fair value of Bitcoin according to the actual market participants. This is according to us, the people who are buying and selling Bitcoin. Why is this so important? Well, this is so important because once you form a fair value zone and the price comes below that fair value zone, if it comes back inside that fair value zone, the probabilities are the highest that we will actually make our way back to the top of the fair value zone, because in general, the price oscillates from undervalued, people buy, overvalued, people sell. Undervalued, people buy, overvalued, people sell. Undervalued, people buy. Looks like we got a rejection here. But then we started forming this lower range, the TERPR range, and people were getting bearish. But as we're forming the range, we're actually seeing major bottom signs here. So we're seeing major bottom signs, and we're seeing that once the price can break above $88.5 or $90,000 and hold this level, this is now a very key support, which means now we could be looking for a move all the way back up towards the top of the range here. right? Potentially, and I would go wager, I would reckon a new all-time high. Okay, we could see something like that. This is called a bullish deviation below the fair value zone. Something else we need to keep our eyes on is the fact that when we look at this, all right, the range that has traded in the Turper range after we broke down from $90,000, we got a big move to the downside, bouncing from the trend line, and look what happened last week. This boring time, we're actually forming a bit of a bull flag here. And if you look at what happened, this white line is where the majority of the volume has been trading since we lost $90,000. So what we have here is a move below, a break above, and a retest of that high volume node. This is very important because when most of the volume of a range is below you, that is very bullish. It's the market confirming that indeed we want to trade Bitcoin at higher prices because we're able to hold the place where most of the buying and selling happened as our support. The opposite is true. If we lose this level right here, let's say we lost it, that's showing us the market wants lower prices because the majority of the volume is above us. Now, does this mean we just 100x long right now? No. We need to take a few steps back and understand that this is the weekly time frame. These things take time to play out. Let's look at what's happened the last 2 times we got the hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. We get the confirmation of the bullish divergence on the weekly, and the temptation to FOMO could be there because things look very bullish. But look what happens. We actually spend 2 weeks getting a 7.4, 7.5% move to the downside before we take off. All right. Then we look at the one that happened here, and after that confirmation, we pump for a week, not too much, but then we get 2 weeks of 11% move to the downside before the pump. What does this mean? Well, guys, this means we have 2 to 3 weeks time to wait where we could see volatility, where we could see the Bitcoin price continue in this range before the big break. And 2 to 3 weeks is going to put us right around May. I'd say the middle of May, maybe like May. Let's see how. I mean, this could be our first week here. So we got the confirmed dot, and then we have 1, 2, 3. That could put us like right in the middle of May. All right, the week of May 5th, which really is going to take us until around May 12th. So between May 5th and May 12th is when we look for the beginning of that next big move. So we have some time based on history here. Okay, so I'm not telling anybody to long right now, especially not on leverage, unless you really know what you're doing. And if you're looking for day trade setups and local trade setups, after I make this video, I'm going to be doing a VIP live stream in my VIP Jason Casper Crew Discord, going over my actual day trading, low time frame plan for the day. But on the macro here, we need to be prepared for maybe a little bit of this before the big move. So what are some potential trade setups we could be looking for here on the big time frames? Well, the first setup is this. All right, we get a move above the value area low at $90,000. We get a back test to retest this support resistance flip right around here. And once we start to see we're bouncing from that, this gives us our stop loss, and then our take profit 1 at 97K, our take profit 2 at a next all-time high. We want to see the breakout in the back test, giving us a really good risk to reward trade setup, about a 5-to-1 give or take risk reward. The second scenario here is that we actually get a few weeks of sideways and down, and we continue to trade within this sideways range right here. Okay, so we've got the low at around 77,000. So maybe we get a pump up this week. I think May 8th, guys, is FOMC. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Maybe we get a little move up, and then we get a move all the way back down, and then just bouncing from this support. If we continue to see bullish divergences, which are already confirmed, that's a really nice long entry in my opinion. And then the third potential, which I'm very interested in, is actually getting a fake out to the downside, maybe even facilitated by FOMC, taking out this low that we made here on the 7th of April, bouncing from the support resistance flip that we made back here at around $73,000, and then getting a massive move to the upside from there. All right, those are the 3 scenarios right now I'm looking for on my high-term timeframes to actually get into a fresh, juicy swing long position. So guys, please don't FOMO. I think we have time to look for a setup, but this is what I'm seeing right now in the charts. So make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and may God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. And I'll see everybody in that next video. Peace!